Hello, what's up? Grand Rising, wherever you are in the world. It's your girl Green Tower Tot, and I'm back with another video. So first off, it's been a while, you guys, since I posted a video. I know. I haven't forgot about you guys. I just been extremely busy. Second off, I want to address the fact that I'm crying because I know you guys are probably like, "What the hell is going on right now?" I just got done um thanking God for my life, uh, for my struggles, for everything that I've been through, and where I am today. And honestly, my flesh didn't want to do this, but my spirit and my soul within this lifespan, which is connected to many other souls that I have lived before or past lives, however you want to see it, it was pulling me to do this video because it reminded me of the time when I first started. And my first platform that I started on was YouTube. So shout out to all of my YouTube viewers who's watching on YouTube. I love y'all down. And don't get it twisted. Like if you start following me from Facebook or TikTok, I love you down too. But it's something about my YouTube family that really know. So anyway, I'm sorry. I'm gonna try not to get too lost in my words, but again, I wasn't expecting to make this video. This was more supposed to be a moment between just me and God, but God had called me to share this on my platform. God wanted me to be vulnerable and show this piece of my journey because God said, I'm going to use you to show others along their journey. And behind me is like 9 boxes. I have more in a room. I have inventory on my Divine Shrubs. Well, my business, my line is called Divine. I created my own shrub line, and I've been working on this business for a while now. And if you been watching me or you know anything about me, you know anything that I do, that I'm involved in, that I touch, that I think of, anything about me, period, I try to involve God into it because I am a goddess. So with that being said, um, I named it Divine because of the divine, obviously. And I was just sitting here reflecting. Um, I'm sorry, guys. I'm talking to y'all. I keep looking at my grandma. And she just keeps smiling at me, especially this one. This one made me broke down, literally. When I seen her looking back at me, and usually I would grab my father picture, but I felt called to go to my grandma. And I am a medium, so I do get the chance to listen and hear them. And I'm not gonna go too deep into what she said to me, but I heard her. And I'm just so overly emotional. And then I went to looking at a picture of my daughter, with me and my daughter and my fiance, maybe like a month ago, when she just graduated from her training. And I was just looking at the picture, and in the background I had the song "I'm Proud of You" by Christian. I just completely broke down, y'all. Just sitting in my living room, knowing that this is my home, knowing that I have been able to get my dream car literally like 2 years ago, knowing that I've been working on this Divine Scrub line for so long, and it's finally like at the tip of my fingers. And my baby girl that I had at the age of 14 is in the military, and she's doing so well. something about me saying in my blessings, y'all, that made me realize how far I've really come. And I hate that I'm doing this video because I know I look a mess, but I'm crying. But I don't give a damn. Because when I tell y'all, I done been through so much. Just trying to keep peace in my life. And most importantly, trying to stay true to myself and who I am no matter what. You know how many people, I had to let go of? Do you know how many people let me go when I needed them the most? I didn't even want my life. I tried to take my own at one point, and for me to be in this place, you don't know unless you've been through some shit. Like, I've been through some shit. And when I'm talking about been through stuff, I'm talking about been through things that you never even spoke about. Because when you was speaking about it, no one cared. So you had to find a way to sit with that pain, to be at ease with that pain, and still find the confidence within yourself to see the light within you after so much darkness being surrounded around you. When people make up lies and try to assassinate your character to other people that know you or that know of you, and you get tired of being that person that always have to defend yourself, so you just let go and let God, and you let people create the narrative that they want to create, and you completely focus on yourself. And you start to give yourself the things that you know that you need. You start to nurture your soul. You start to focus on the things that you want to shift, that you want to change. And you do that. And when you do, you look back. Man, when they say God can create miracles, the only person that knows the true meaning of that is someone who have been through something, and they know when they came out, the only thing that could have made it look so beautiful, it had to be a miracle. I just kept sitting here. I broke down, you guys, and I just kept saying, I'm so grateful, God. I'm so grateful, God. And I felt the really urge, like a physical urge, to open my hands. And I just put my hands up, and I received the love from my ancestors, because I felt like, you know how when you go to a funeral and it's somebody who you truly love dearly, and you feel like you're breaking down? That feeling, like, it's like a gut feeling in your stomach where you can't stand. You can't stand. The feeling is so powerful. It's so great that you get weak. And you need someone to hug you and hold you, just so that you can withstand. And I felt that. And my grandma told me to put the picture down. And I hugged myself so tightly. And I received the energy of her. And my spirit team. And as I'm crying, and telling them how grateful I am. They were smiling and they were crying. And they were happy. I don't even know if I'm gonna post this. I hate when I have to be this vulnerable and I get excited to post it. But I know it's funny because I'm at this court that got on this for a transformation, and I've been wearing it lately for the last 2 weeks or so. Y'all, I'm so grateful. I'm so thankful. I'm so blessed. Everything is working out for me. I remember times when I used to be praying all the way from back when I was 14. I remember I was praying over my daughter, and I used to always pray that when she get a certain age, and around this age time, really, I prayed that she'll be better than me. I prayed that we'll have the greatest relationship. And when I tell you everything that I just said is very true. My daughter went to her first spa appointment 2 days ago, and she had got an hour session of Reiki. And it hurted a little bit that I wasn't able to be there with her for her first spa experience and her first Reiki experience. And honestly, it would have been my first too. But to know that my daughter is living the life that she wanted, that she deserved, because she always said, I want to travel, Mom, I want to travel. And she's in Colorado now. She done been to so many different states already, just being in the military. And she's in such a good space. She actually met someone too, a young man that me and my fiance approve of. She's going to meet her in-laws. I'm talking about her in-laws. Lord, I'm just putting it on her already. But she's going to meet his family soon too, which is amazing to me because I asked her, are you nervous? How do you feel? Because he have a lot of sisters. And she was like, no. She was like, he have a lot of sisters, so it's going to be easy, Mom. And me, at her age, I would have been terrified. I always worried about what people would think of me because growing up, I was always judged. And just to know that she's living freely, more free than I did, like, with no worries. Like, I feel like I did an amazing job. Me and my fiance did an amazing job raising her. And when I think back on everything, like, all the way back from when I was 14, and I used to be embarrassed when people see me, because whenever I go to the store, my mom, people used to always give me the side eye, like, because of course I was young. I looked young, and I had this big old belly. And I talked about this before, but anyway, it's just, I done been through a lot, you guys, like, and although I imagine myself having a better future, because as a kid, I would always daydream of how I would want my life to end up and how I would want my life to turn out. And it's funny because when I think about it now, everything that I dreamed of, I kind of manifested it to this time frame now. Excuse me, guys. But, excuse me. What I was going to say, my life is more amazing than I could imagine. It's like I imagine it being good, but I guess me feeling it. It's one thing to imagine something and you're trying to feel the feeling, but it's another thing when you're feeling it and you're in the feeling. And I feel like I manifest the life of my dreams. I manifested relationships with my partner, with my daughter, and I'm also still manifesting the relationship between my younger kids. And I remember it was a point in time when I wasn't happy with the relationship that me and my daughter had, because I felt like she didn't open up to me, and I wanted her to do that. I remember it was a one point in time when I wasn't happy within my relationship, because I felt like I just wasn't happy. And one thing about me, I always been very honest about how I feel. I'm a very emotional person. I'm a water sign, so I always felt very deeply. And with me feeling so deeply, I noticed that some people like make like air signs and earth signs. They don't tend to be so. I would say more air signs though, because sometimes earth signs can be a little deep. But it's something about that water that just be a little deeper. So with me being a water, I feel like the water signs y'all don't understand. And if you are an air sign or earth sign or I'm missing one. I'm sorry that I can't. Oh, you're a fire sign. Um, I'm pretty sure you have dealt with a water sign before. You can understand completely what I'm coming from when I say that. We can be water babies. And when I say water babies, we can be very overly emotional and things of that sort. So again, I'm very big on feeling my emotions and speaking up about how I feel. I remember a time, I remember too long of a time when I was a kid where I would feel deeply, because I always have felt deeply, because I always been a water sign, obviously. However, as a child, I wasn't allowed to express what I felt. I was told, programmed, and trained to shut up. And when I say shut up, I mean, I always wanted to speak out about things that I felt like I didn't understand, or I did felt like wasn't right, or I felt like it just didn't make any sense to me. And that's why for so long, I know you guys probably heard me say this a million times, I always felt like I wasn't like, I don't know, I just felt out of place. I used to always question God about, like, what happened? Like, how did I end up here? How did I end up in this family? How did I end up in this city? How did I end up in this state? How did I end up in this life? Period. Like, I used to always say it don't feel like love. Like, I felt a strong, like, pull with my imaginary friends and my imaginary fairies. And at the time when I was a kid, I thought I seen it as God. Like, I had an imaginary friend. I knew it was a friend. We would always go in the room and play games, especially what was the one with the marbles? Monopoly, not Monopoly. Um, I can't think of the name, but you know, with the they got the holes, and then on both ends they got the, y'all know what I'm talking about. It's the marbles. But anyway, Michaela, but I'm so bad I can't think of the name. But anyway, I used to play that with Spirit all the time. And as I got older, as a kid, I thought it was so normal. I didn't understand. It was just like as a kid, you go outside and play with your friends or next door neighbor. For me, that was my friend. So it was so natural for me. And as I became an adult, I remember that. I never forgot it. I just, as I got older, I slowly stopped. Damn, I stopped talking to them, and I started hanging out with physical friends. And um, I guess I kind of forgot about my spiritual friends. And I always had the gift that I have. I mean, I got so many of them. Sometimes I don't even know the name of all of them. Honestly, it's so many I can't keep up. Um, I get surprised sometimes out the blue with new gifts that I have. And at first, it scared the shit out of me. I didn't know what was going on. And I kicked my window screen in my car, and I broke my windshield. And I told this story before too, and it formed into a heart, and that heart had daggers in it, like a knife sticking out of it. And at this point, I'm just babbling on, you guys. I don't even know how I got to this point, but what I do know is that how I got to this point in my journey is because of my connection with spirit. because of my understanding, my understanding of who I am. And I don't want to go too deep into stuff because right now this is really supposed to be a video just to, for when I was assigned the record it because God said, I want you to show your vulnerability. And I know whenever God asks me to do this, it's not for me to just show my vulnerability. It's for someone else, for me to help someone else along their journey, for me to show them that you are not alone. And I hear Spirit saying, I'm channeling messages now, y'all. I hear Spirit saying, most importantly, Spirit is saying, I got you. And I know you've been scared and wondering, like, if you was to do this, how would it work out? And God is saying, I bought. I'm going to say, how Spirit said it, I bought green tar and tie here today on January the 8th. June the 8th. Maybe January the 8th is significant for someone. But on June the 8th, 2026 for a reason. Because I'm showing you. Wow, that's interesting and deep. So God is saying, I'm showing you. So God is saying, I am you and you are me. And we are us. So if that went over your head for some of y'all, God is saying, I am God. You are God. God is God. And we is God. And God also want to speak on the fact that that's a trinity. God, me, and you. God is connecting the dots. Just like a pyramid. And I'm hearing something about a pharaoh and a queen. I'm not quite sure. I guess that's significant for someone. And okay, thank you, Spirit, for that clarification. God is saying a pharaoh. Okay, so I'm hearing the fade, that quote, what is a king without his queen? So I'm hearing Spirit is saying a king, a pharaoh rules. But if you do some research about Queen Ty, she was an Egyptian queen. And I believe her name is spelled T-Y-I or T. I think it's T-Y-I or T-I, but it's, or maybe it's T-Y, I don't know. But it's Queen Ty. She was she became a queen from marrying a pharaoh. She didn't become a queen because of her bloodline, because she didn't have royalty in her bloodline, but because of her being connected, intertwined, Spirit is saying, with the pharaoh, she became a part of that royal bloodline. And not only did she become a part of that bloodline, if you look into her story, and I'm encouraging you guys to look into her, the Spirit is, you'll see that she brought so much to the table that she damn near became the table. Spirit want me to kind of slow down and kind of leave you guys with that, because Spirit said if I talk too much more, you guys are not going to look into who she is. And it's not really about who she was, it's about what she stood for. And I hear Spirit is saying, remember, it's never about where you come from, because truly you don't know where you come from. You don't come from this state. You don't come from this city. You don't even just come from your mom or your dad or you come from a galactic place. You come from a place of eternal life. You come from a place of abundance. You come from a place of magic. And that magic is within you, embedded in your DNA. And when you activate the power that's within you, you will stop worrying about the way you're viewed, and you'll stop being so scared to step into something because you feel like you may not have what it takes. And when I say have what it takes, I'm talking about just the personality or the experience or the gut. I hear Spirit saying, because some of you guys are just not, sometimes you don't feel brave enough, like you feel like you're less than what you deserve, or you don't have everything it takes for you to become what you want to become. And Spirit is saying, but every single thing that you need to become that, to live in that frequency that you are trying to create, everything that you need to become that is within you. So in order for you to activate that, you have to first believe in it and keep going. You got to keep going. And when you feel like it's getting harder and heavier, Spirit is saying, go even harder. But remember to take time to rest. So I'm going to get it right here, you guys. The Spirit want me again mention this before I leave. Queen Ty, again, she came to a table. Well, she was brought to the table. But when she was brought to that table, she created so much fruit that they had to build more to the table. Whew. Lord have mercy. Spirit is saying she got invited to a table. And the table she was invited to was an environment of people that she wasn't used to being around. Because she came from an environment that was less than. But when she stepped into that environment, she created more than. Not just for her, but for that environment that she thought was better than her, was superior than her. But when she stepped into that superior environment, she flourished in that superior environment because it was always destined for her to be there anyway. That's all I have for you guys. Until next time, I love you, and so do Spirit.